A very good morning to all. This is Professor Asif Iqbal from CCAB Institute of Engineering and Technology, and I am here to provide a solution for all the mechanical subject that is coming from first semester to 8th semester. I'll in depth discuss not only the examination point of view as well as how to tackle the things as well as for your competitive exams. And today I am here to discuss one of the important topic that is coming for the 6th semester for design of machine element, that is called as your curved beams. Okay, discuss first of all when I start with a beam. Okay, when I start with a beam is nothing but a horizontal member. Okay, and when I tell a column is nothing but a vertical member. Okay, see, when I tell the difference between a curved beam and a particular, in a beam both the centroidal axis as well as the neutral axis coincide with each other, but when I tell a curved beam, the centroidal axis and neutral axis does not coincide with each other, and the difference between the centroidal axis and neutral axis is called as eccentricity. However, when I tell in case of a curved beam, why it occurs is that when we bend a beam, what happens? The particular mass moves toward the area or moves towards the larger radius part, as a result of which centroidal axis moves to the top. And when I tell this particular, the inner fibers are in a state of compression, however the outer fibers are in a state of tension. Now I'll tell some of the design aspects when you want to design a particular curved beam, what are the steps you have to take so as to do that particular designing. Okay, see, first of all, the total stress on a beam. The total stress on a beam or a curved beam is nothing but a sum of the bending stress as well as the direct stress. Okay, it is the sum of the bending stress as well as the direct stress. Okay, and this total stress is applicable for both the inner fiber as well as the outer fiber. And the example for the curved beam, we can take it as a crane hook or a C-clamp. And when we tell the second design aspect, when we are considering the boundary conditions, we tell is that the first boundary condition is the type of load, and always the load acting on a particular your curved beams is always a transverse load. This is one of an objective type of questions that is coming for your competitive exams. What it asks is that what are the types of, what type of load is acting on a curved beam? It is always transverse load. There is no other load that is acting there. Okay, and the second concept or the second aspect, what you are going to consider when we are designing a curved beam is the area of cross section. When we design a beam, we consider first of all the area of cross section may be a rectangular section, a circular section, a trapezoidal section, or a T section. Okay, and when I tell the best example for your curved beams is your crane hook, what you are seeing in your day-to-day life, that are used to carry very many of the heavy things, and is the C-clamp that is used for holding some of the machines or some of the items in your particular jaws or hooks. Okay, and the third part what you are considering is while designing a particular curved beam is the Young's modulus. Young's modulus, it is applicable for the ductile materials. However, when I want to design a brittle material, it is the ultimate point that what you are taking into consideration. This is one of an objective type questions that you are going to face when you are writing a competitive exams or cracking a gate. See, when you are designing it for this particular ductile Young's, what consideration you are taking for the ductile as well as the for the brittle material. It is the Young's modulus for the ductile material. However, ultimate point for the brittle material. The next design aspect what you are considering is the design stress. The next is the factor of safety, and the last is the allowable stress. And when we are drawing the profile of the stress distribution, it is always hyperbolic in nature. And we can see that the variation of the stress, it is always that the inner fibers are subjected to compression and the outer fibers are subjected to tension. Okay, with these design aspect, in the next lecture I am going to show you how to design the curved beams in a much more systematic and a easier way, so that you can gain maximum marks for your exams, as well as that will be an asset for you when you face the competitive exams also. Thank you very much, and keep on subscribing my channel, and do write your comments as well as your suggestion for the improvement of this. Thank you very much.